You're my everything.
Hi neighbors, welcome back to my channel, and if you're new, my name is Desiree. Make sure you hit the subscribe button and join the neighborhood before we get started. In today's video, I'm going to be explaining step by step how you can accomplish home ownership in 2020. Now, I did make a video series in 2019, how to buy a house in LA, but this year we're going to condense everything into one longer video, so please give this video a thumbs up right now. Now to start off, I'm going to be answering the #1 asked question: how much money do you need for that down payment? And the answer is, it depends. It depends on the type of loan, it depends on the bank, it depends on the lending, etc., etc. But generically speaking, there are 4 loan options with 4 different down payment scenarios, credit scenarios, and we're going to start off with the conventional loan, which is the most popular loan option, but people with excellent credit scores typically use this program, and the minimum for a conventional loan is 3%, but most people use 20% down. But do know that the minimum is 3% when you have that amazing credit score. Now, the second more popular loan option when buying a house is the FHA First Time Home Buyer Program. And now people confuse this program with thinking it's free money, but it just means that the requirements are a lot more lenient than the conventional loan. So the minimum down payment for the FHA loan is 3.5%. Now, moving on to the third more common loan option is the VA Veterans Loan. So if you have that certificate of eligibility, definitely this is the way to go, because you do not have to pay mortgage insurance to protect the bank on top of your monthly payment the same way you do for an FHA loan. And the minimum down payment for this loan is 0%. The fourth loan option that is slowly gaining popularity is the down payment assistance program, meaning you can buy a house with a 0% down payment also. The only difference is your monthly payment is going to be higher because you're paying double loan in essence, and the credit score requirement is also higher. So speaking of credit score, let's talk about the minimum credit scores to use all of these loans, starting with conventional. The minimum credit score is in the 600s, but we recommend that you're at a minimum 740 and higher to really benefit from those lower interest rates using this conventional loan. Now, for the first time home buyer program, the minimum credit score is 580, and depending on the banker, it could be even lower than that. Now, your monthly payment is going to be higher, but just know that the minimum is 580, and we typically recommend buyers to be at 620 to really take advantage of the first time home buyer program. For the veterans loan, the minimum credit score is 620, and that's about it. The down payment assistance program minimum credit score is 660, so it is the second highest credit minimum score, just because they are taking a higher risk and want to make sure that you're going to be paying back that double loan. So there you have it. Generically speaking, if you have an amazing credit score, you'll definitely want to use conventional with a 3% down minimum. And if you have a 660 credit score, you may want to do the down payment assistance program where you have 0% down. If you have a lower credit score, you might want to use the first time home buyers program. And if you're a veteran, definitely use the VA 0% down program. That does not mean that that's all you need in order to purchase. There's another thing called closing costs to consider to have saved in your bank account, because there are things that you have to pay for, like the title, the escrow, lender fees, all these fees to consider when you're buying. Now, closing costs, if you heard, sometimes the lenders will give you credit, which means you'll be paying them back monthly. Or the seller will give you credit, which means you're in essence offering less for the home, because that credit they're giving you is coming from somewhere. In essence, it's coming from the money that they're netting from the sale. So if you're asking for credit, you're offering less for the home, or you can offer less and pay your own credit. It's interchangeable because it's coming from what they're making from the sale. And that we typically estimate at 1% of the purchase price. So if you're buying a house at $400,000, the closing costs are more than likely going to be about $4,000. And sometimes there is the option to do an advance payment for your property taxes, your homeowner's insurance, which can slowly trickle upwards to $7,000, which is why you'll really want to get pre-qualified. Now, typically, this is the first thing that I ask people who are considering buying a house to do is get pre-qualified, because sometimes we think we know our credit scores, we think we know our assets, we think we know all of these things. Until we really look at the documentation, we get all of the answers. Pre-qualifying, you're going to find out exactly what loan option is going to be best for you, what your budget is. You'll have a closer estimate of what your expenses and down payment is going to be, and the list goes on for the benefits to getting pre-qualified, and it's absolutely free. Now, assuming you are pre-qualified and you have a formal letter, you know how much your closing costs are, and you know what your down payment looks like, is that all you need to know as far as fees are involved? And the answer is no. 2 fees that you cannot escape no matter what program you use is the fee for your home inspection and your home appraisal. Now, the home inspection is completely optional, but we highly recommend it. So much, in fact, that you have to sign a waiver saying, I am moving forward against my realtor's will and not getting a home inspection, because it's that important that you assess what's going on with the foundation, the roof, the plumbing, the electrical. Get a full, thorough understanding of what exactly you're buying, considering it's such a large amount of money and commitment. The home inspection fee typically costs between $350 and upwards, depending on what you'd like to add on, such as a mold test or an air quality test. The list is just endless. Or if you want to do a roof certification, you can do the endless amount of home inspections. But again, the more you add, or the better the company, the more expensive that's going to be. So most buyers just get a general licensed home inspector. Now, the second fee that you cannot escape is the fee for the home appraisal. Now, the bank is going to want to verify that what you offered for the home is exactly what it's worth. So that if whatever happens where you, God forbid, you can't make your payments, the bank has to take possession of the home, the value is actually there for them to get their money back. So the appraiser actually goes to the home and makes sure that it's worth what you offered or what you're in escrow for. So that typically costs about $550. So assuming you get a $500 home inspection and a $500 home appraiser, you're gonna need indefinitely $1,000, because no one else is gonna pay that for you. There's no way out of it. So now that you know how much you need, now that you know what your credit score minimum, now that you know that you need to get pre-qualified, it's finally time to start house hunting, and that means your realtor, yes, needs to start getting you understanding what the market is looking like for you in your budget. So assuming your dream city is Pasadena, the monthly payment for that is not necessarily going to be what you're comfortable with. So assuming your budget is definitely $400,000, you'll get a better understanding looking at the market. What cities are going to be more attainable to you, or have better condition, or have a less condition but a better area, school district. Understanding what your budget can get for you is going to be a game changer when your realtor starts scheduling appointments, so we can actually start seeing all of the homes in person. Because sometimes the first home you see can be the one, and sometimes when you don't have the understanding of what the market is, you'll feel like you'll need to keep seeing more just to kind of ease that fear of missing out on something that's better. But when you have a real understanding of what the market is, you'll know that, considering my budget and that there's very few homes available in this price point, this is the best option for me, and I love it inside and out. There's no such thing as a perfect home, so you need to find what's the best, the better of the homes for you, and the better of the homes for your budget. Keep that in mind. The negotiation process definitely depends on the type of homes that you're liking. So if you find yourself liking all of the homes that are hot and sell in 2 days, that means you're going to be competing against other buyers, and negotiating with the seller is just out the window. Now it's competition mode, and you have to figure out a way how you're going to beat them out, and that's where your realtor is going to help you out. Now, if you're interested in homes that have been sitting on the market for at least 4 to 5 months, and you see the potential, you see that you can offer less, maybe you want to get a deal, your realtor can help you with that as well. But the negotiation process is going to depend on the type of homes that you're open to and considering. Once you have your offer accepted and you get into escrow, generally speaking, you do want to know that you'll need some money for a good faith deposit, which means that the seller is going to take their house off of the market for you for 30 days while you get your loan processed. And that means that you'll have to send escrow, a third party, some money just to let them know that you're very serious until you complete all your steps and you can make the switcheroo for all of that money and the title of the home. Now that kind of sounds overwhelming, but just know that you'll need a good faith deposit the same way you need to put some money down to hold it for you. That's basically what that is. That typically is 3%, but if you're using any of the 0% programs, getting your offer accepted in a competition mode with $500 is gonna be tough, but with the right realtor, you can get it done. Now after that, that's when you do your home inspection. Remember, about $500, $350. Verify that the home is not falling apart on the inside. Then you'll have your bank home appraiser see the value of the home to make sure that it is in fact what it's in escrow for. So if you wrote an offer for $410, the appraiser is going to make sure it's worth $410. Let's say that goes smoothly. You're going to sign all of your loan documents, have that transferred in, get that approved by the loan. All of that takes about 30 days for the bank to say, okay, we're giving you $400,000. The title is going to transfer the owner name from the seller to you. That's when you'll get the keys, and ta-da! You're officially a homeowner in 2020. Now that was a lot of information and it can be overwhelming, so if you don't want to even listen to any of this, step number one, just contact me at www.estradadesiree.com. And we also have a first-time home buyer packet that you can request on my website as well. It's a free download. Hiring me for a buyer's agent will cost you nothing, and all you have to worry about is those fees for your home. Give this video a thumbs up so I know you liked it. Comment what you want to see next and all of your questions. Subscribe and ring the notification bell so you don't miss the next one. And until next time, thank you guys. Bye-bye.